Hey there, Halo fans. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mr. Spicy, and we're going to be doing something a little differently today. I'm going to start retroactively discussing video game levels that were either controversial or highly praised to see where they had their shortcomings or where they succeeded. Since today is the 16th anniversary of Halo 3, we're going to take a look at one of the most divisive levels in the Halo series, Cortana from Halo 3. This level has been a subject of debate among gamers for years, and today we're going to explore the many aspects of this level retrospectively. Now, before we get started, I just want to say don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of my future videos. With all that out of the way, let's get right into it. For those of you who have never played Halo 3, let me give you a quick synopsis. The game begins with the Master Chief, a Spartan super soldier, crash landing on Earth after the events of Halo 2 while trying to stop the Flood and the Covenant. The Covenant being a theocratic alien alliance, and the Flood an ancient, intelligent, parasitic life form. The Covenant is determined to activate the Halo Array, super weapons created by an ancient civilization known as the Forerunners that disappeared thousands of years prior. However, the Covenant mistakes the Forerunners as gods, believing their creations to be their path towards religious salvation. As the Master Chief battles the Covenant on Earth, he teams up with the Arbiter, a former Covenant elite, now allied with the humans. Together, they discover that the Covenant's High Prophet of Truth plans to activate the Ark, a massive construct that can fire the Halo Array and trigger a galaxy-wide extinction of all sentient life. Ultimately, the Master Chief, Arbiter, and their allies manage to reach the Ark and confront the Prophet of Truth. Together, they thwart his plan to activate the Halo Rings. However, the events that led to the confrontation ended up creating a replacement ring for the one the Master Chief destroyed in the first game.
When did you know?
Just now.
Since the Chief needs a key known as the Activation Index to activate the Halo to destroy itself and the Ark, he needs Cortana as she had the original from the first ring. Master Chief and the Arbiter help rescue Cortana from the Covenant Holy City of High Charity that fell to the Flood in the mission aptly named Cortana. And ultimately, the Master Chief, Arbiter, and Cortana managed to destroy the unfinished Halo. Now, with that quick synopsis of the game out of the way, let's talk about the level itself. The level Cortana is the penultimate level in Halo 3, and it stands out for several reasons. First, it's completely different from anything we've seen in the series up until this point, and we haven't really seen anything like it since either. Second, it's a level that has elicited strong emotions and opinions from the Halo community. Let's start by talking about why this level is so unique and controversial. In the mission, players descend into the heart of the Covenant City of High Charity, which has fallen under the merciless grip of the parasitic Flood. This level revolves around the player's relentless quest to rescue the AI construct Cortana, who has been captured by the Flood and their leader, the Gravemind, during the events of Halo 2.
I'll detonate in Amberclad's reactor just like we did the Autumns. The blast will destroy this city and the ring. Not a very original plan, but we know it'll work. No, I don't want to chance a remote detonation. I need to stay here.
As the level progresses, players are thrust into a nightmarish environment filled with labyrinthian corridors and grotesque Flood forms lurking around every corner. Players confront relentless waves of Flood enemies as they go deeper into the structure, eventually finding Cortana and blowing up the reactors in an attempt to stop the Gravemind. One of the defining characteristics of Cortana is its atmosphere. As you descend into the depths of High Charity, the Covenant City now infested by the Flood, you're greeted by a sense of hopelessness and despair. The walls of the once grand purple structures are now covered and twisted by fleshy growths of biomass, with the air slightly discolored to show how the Flood has changed not only the architecture, but the air with its green hue. The dark, claustrophobic corridors and eerie sounds make you feel like you're in a catastrophic battle for survival. The atmosphere is suffused with a sense of foreboding emotions, with eerie whispers from the Gravemind adding an unsettling dimension to the gameplay. This atmosphere is unparalleled in the Halo series and plays a pivotal role in the level's impact not only emotionally, but also narratively. Now, before we get any further, let's address the controversies and debates surrounding the level Cortana. Some players found it frustratingly difficult, while others saw it as a refreshing challenge. One thing I hear a lot from other players is that the Flood is not fun to fight in any of the games they appear in. Well, this might be true when looking at it from a gameplay perspective, but when you take a second and think, I don't think fighting parasitic space zombies with a collective ever-growing conscience is fun. It's the same reason people play horror games. They might not have the best gameplay, but it's the story, world building, and the somewhat involuntary reaction they give people that keeps them intrigued, invested, and coming back. This diversity of opinions speaks to the level's complexity and how it has sparked countless discussions within the Halo community. Now, let's talk about some of the level's shortcomings. Since Halo 3's campaign is easy compared to the other Halo campaigns, most levels are either a cakewalk or a slight challenge and ramp up progressively the further you get in the game. However, the level Cortana is an exception, as it's considered the most challenging level in the game with a higher difficulty gap from the previous level. While it may not be the hardest in the series, the skill gap between the Covenant and Cortana is very noticeable and tends to catch people off guard. Players are prone to run past the many enemies they come across in the level, only making it tougher to progress further as some backtracking is involved and the enemy numbers increase. One of the culprits of the large difficulty spikes is caused by the Flood ranged pure form that fires fast projectiles that are almost impossible to dodge. You're facing the Flood in tight, dimly lit spaces, creating intense and chaotic encounters, keeping you on your toes. Cortana introduces several unique gameplay mechanics, some of which are both loved and hated in the community. For example, Gravemind's mind games. Gravemind's taunts and manipulation throughout the level add an entirely new layer to the story, challenging your perception of reality in the Halo universe. However, it basically stops you in your tracks and completely ruins the flow and pacing of the level. This happens quite a bit throughout the entire game, and if it was just done as dialogue, it would have been so much better. With some more positives, the level constantly increases the tension as you progress, making you feel more and more vulnerable as you go deeper into the heart of the infection. Not only do you feel vulnerable, but you also feel emotionally charged. As Master Chief, you're not just battling the Flood, you're fighting to save Cortana, a character who's been with you throughout the series. This emotional investment adds depth to the level, making every encounter and every step more meaningful. Now, let's talk more about the gameplay. While horde shooters might not be everyone's cup of tea, Halo does it incredibly well minus the inclusion of the ranged forms. You are given many tools throughout the level to help you survive and continue forward. Many shotguns, SMGs, plasma rifles, and other weapons can be found to give you an edge against them, as they are notably weaker in Halo 3 compared to CE and 2. And when paired with an energy sword, grav hammer, or flamethrower, not to mention the many pieces of equipment, survival is possible with relative ease as long as you take your time to not rush into areas without first clearing the previous area, or blindly running into a room full of ranged forms without knowing their locations. It does take focus, but not much else. Cortana's unique atmosphere, gameplay mechanics, emotional impact, and the passionate debates it has sparked have solidified its place in gaming history. Whether you love it or find it challenging, there's no denying its impact on the Halo series and gaming as a whole. While I definitely think the level has its shortcomings, I believe it's just short of becoming a gaming masterpiece. Thanks for joining us on this retrospective journey through Cortana in Halo 3. Do you agree that it's a flawed masterpiece, or do you have a different take on this divisive level? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content here on the channel. Until next time, finish the fight, and we'll see you in the next video.